Yo, YouTube, what's good? What's good? It's your boy Waters by Waters, JB Waters, Waters for short. I know it's been a minute, man. It has been a minute, but I have been diligently working on this author page, working on bringing better content, working on bringing more product offerings to the marketplace for everyone to just give y'all more insight, more assistance on how to become a better person, how to have a better life, and eventually overall how to make more money. If you're just tuning into my channel, then you understand my main goal for my channel is to show you the relationship between personal development, self-help, how you become a better person, and how that equals having more money, having more freedom, having more time, happiness, overall, just having a better life in general. So a lot of what you'll see from my channel is book recommendations, quotes that I've come up with, different things that just come at the top of my mind I want to share with you, all with the intent of assisting you on becoming a better person, which can eventually help you have more money, whether that's through a side hustle, whether that's through a new business idea, whether that's through a job that you get from a wage increase or a new position, etc. As y'all can see today, I have a couple of stacks of ones next to me. I've been doing some bank strap hunting, so shouts out to all those folks in the bank strap hunting community. Just had it today because I literally was about to get into it a little bit while we were on this channel, but also after I was done doing this recording. So I was like, let me just have it. I already had it out here. But yes, if y'all haven't already, like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring, and when you're caring, you're sharing. But yes, without further ado, y'all already see the title, man. Y'all already see, y'all know I'm always coming in hot. I'm always coming in, definitely with the mentality to bring y'all some value and eventually being able to help y'all have a better life. This is something that I know for a fact has changed my life, what the title says. This has changed my life so much because I learned that I was not the only person that thought like this, but as in people who are way beyond me. Like, I aspire to be as wealthy and as in my life's work as much as they're in their life work, but they were already doing it. Like, I was hearing Gary Vee talk about doing this when Gary Vee wasn't even big. This was like 2015 Gary Vee, 2014 Gary Vee. Gary Vee 10 years ago, Gary Vee having like meetings in the middle of New York City, and he was giving this advice. And I remember when I was with my kid's mom and we were together at that point in time, she's like, man, Papi, you're gonna meet him one day, and we're no longer together and everything. But when we were, she was saying this, oh, Papi, you're gonna meet him, he needs to meet you, you think just like him, y'all think a lot, and I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing. Shouts out to all my Scorpios out there. Shouts out to everybody in the Zodiac circle. But I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or not, but I definitely resonate with him. But anyway, what he said, and pretty much what I'm gonna break down in this video, is he was advising somebody to, if they want to get a job in the same field or a job similar to what you will already be wanting to make money to do or being an entrepreneur doing. And that has been my cheat code to how I've learned so much over the years. Have been able to make my resume looking better. I'm still a 9-to-5 corporate man. That's what I do for a living. I will do that until the day that I make more money, or at least equal amount of money as I make from my corporate world, doing what I love doing, all my entrepreneur endeavors. So definitely advise people, do not be afraid. There's nothing wrong with getting a job. There's nothing wrong with having a side hustle. There's nothing wrong with working a gig. There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. There's nothing wrong with clocking in. I want to say that to the Generation Z, Generation Alpha, all y'all youngins coming up, even some millennials who feel like, they don't want to get a job. There is nothing wrong with clocking in and working for someone else until you figure out what's going on with you. And that is the main reason for this video today. Excuse me, I doubt y'all can hear, but if I do hear my little puppy in the back is coughing, he's getting over a cold, getting over a sickness. So yeah, all the wishes, thank y'all for any wishes that y'all do send me, send him love. But yes, that is the main thing that I'm having this meeting for. That's what this meeting is about. If you go into a job with this mentality, this is how you can get rich from a job. So I don't know, I think that's what I call that. But look at me. You can tell it's been a minute because I didn't even start a video off right correctly. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, shouts out to all my 90 followers, 90, 91, 90. I think I lost one or two subscribers in this week and a half of me not being on. But yeah, just been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, man. Being a single dad, taking care of my kids, really, and just, trying to make sure their health and wellness is together. That's really what it's been, y'all. Just been beat trying to take care of a sick kid and, take care of them and everything. Get Christmas shopping and all that stuff out the way. But the hustle don't stop, it keep going. But yes, man, like even before we even get started and get to it, y'all, like before I get to ambiance, get the vibrations correct or right, aligned. Universe, give me the words that I need to say to affect people in a positive way, to hopefully be able to change people's lives for the better. And if not, be an option. Even if people don't listen, at least be an option for those who want to listen, for those who are the believers. With all faith, with all belief. But yes, y'all, what I'm about to tell y'all has changed my life. And like I said, I pretty much gave y'all a little idea of what, Gary Vee said. And I was thinking the same thing around the same time because I was doing it, like I was doing it in an era where people would look for longevity in a job and people would make fun of me because like I wasn't at a job for that long. And now it's like statistically better for people to not be at jobs for a long time. And it's just like the turnover rate is high. And it's like, I was doing that for the longest because every job that I had, I wanted to align it to whatever entrepreneur endeavor I was doing at the time or my overall big picture. So I've been taking each one of these jobs and I've been taking knowledge and soaking up the knowledge and the gain from each single one. So first thing I'll say, first thing to start this conversation off with in order, I'm gonna probably bring up 3 topics. And hopefully they can be in order from which you should implement them and understand these 3 philosophies. 1, feel empowered by having a job. Feel empowered by clocking in every day. Feeling empowered that you have the privilege to work for somebody else's system that works. If y'all know about my video before, then we talked about reliability and words and how your words is your reliability and how people who are trustworthy and keep their words are reliable, and reliability equals trust, trust equals value, value equals money. I would do my best not to try to forget to put that in the description, but yes, go check that one out and you'll understand what I'm about to say. So you should be grateful for being able to at least go to somebody's system that works. So many people sit there and they complain about their jobs. Oh, my job is this, my job is that. I don't like my job. I wish my job was this. Well, if you don't like your job and your job is that bad, go fucking create it all over again. And then when you try to do that, I guarantee your ass will be right back at the door, asking for your job back or trying to get a job in somebody else's system, or you'll boss up and go make your thing happen. 1 or 2 choices. 1 or 2 choices. But what I like to tell people is complaining won't do nothing. So I say instead of complaining, change. Change, don't complain. So you should be grateful, and it is okay to go in and clock in and go in and punch in and go in and report to somebody, have a manager, have somebody that system that has worked, whether it's an old company like Walmart, old company like Frito-Lay, old company like Kroger's, or whether it's a new company like some startup, or some business, a new company like Uber, and you're just in there working in the office and you just doing the basic accounting, or maybe sales, customer service, or account manager, or your support representative. Be grateful to be able to clock in and be able to learn from a system that has worked. So that's the first thing. Being empowered, being proud, showing up, going in there open, and to say, you know what? I am someone who is somewhat reliable to others because I have a system that is reliable, that I show up to every day, whether it's every day, 5 days a week, or should I say, I'm sure you don't go to work 7 days a week, but if you do, shouts out to you getting it in, you know what I'm saying, whoever you are. And that overtime is crazy. But yes, for all of the people who, it's something about counting money too. Sometimes I just keep a whole bunch of ones around for the sake of just counting too, y'all, to be honest. Most of the time I just keep them from bank strap hunting, to be like 100% transparent, but it's just something about counting. But yes, even if you don't show up 7 days a week, be grateful for you to be able to have the ability to go into a reliable system that is there where you can show up 5 days a week, 4 days a week, part-time, 3 days a week, however many times you show up. That is the first thing about understanding this cheat code to be able to get rich from a job. gratitude, feeling empowered, going in, being open, knowing that it's a system that is being made, knowing that it's a system that is being made. And if you haven't figured out how to create that system, be grateful for the system. If not, then leave the fucking system and make your own system. There's nothing wrong with thinking like some things need to change in your job. But if you're just complaining for the sake of complaining and not complaining for the sake of change, or having some level of input for iteration where it can be implemented within a business organization, if you do have that type of structure, whether it's an open door policy or whether it's just a structure where people have like performance reviews or surveys that are internal to share with their higher ups or anybody that's managerial or anybody that's in the C-suite within your organization, then you should not be complaining. You should feel empowered. You should be able to move forward and feel good about being in that place. So first thing, feel empowered. The second thing is you should be able to go in there as a student and realizing that this is better than college because you're actually getting paid right now to learn something. So that's the second thing. Go in as a student. Go in as a student realizing that you're almost better than college because yes, one, this can be resonated and it can be translated into a different job or a different place or a different organization, almost even a different industry, depending on what type of skill you have. You can take account management / sales into any industry. You can go from account management to a SaaS product, which is a software as a service, selling something on a platform, or you can go to account management and you can be selling cars. So it doesn't even really matter. That is a translatable, I don't even know if that's a word. Anyway, that skill can translate no matter where you're at. So be a student, also understanding that you are a student who is taking a skill that you're getting paid for. Yes, the work that is being done and the work that is being rendered, you're getting compensated for. But if you're going in and you're being open as a student, you're also learning and taking these skills as well. On the flip side, I'm not going against college for anything. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying this is better than college as in choose one over the other. I still want to go get a doctorate degree in cognitive computer science when I'm definitely not having to work for money anymore because I love education that much. But I'm saying that college, you have to actually pay to learn some things. Job, they're going to teach you some things and they're going to pay you. So that's the sweet thing about being at a job and learning from a student's perspective when you're in a business and you're in an organization. And then depending if it's a huge company or a small one, if it's a private company and you're getting paid, you might actually be able to see the CEOs and talk to the C-suite executives or maybe even the senior account managers who can actually give you some game on how they got to where they got or even how they built what they built. But we're going to get to that part soon. So the second part is going into the job as a student, understanding. So first part, being empowered, being open to know that you're in a system that's working, which helps you become more reliable because you're showing up to a system that works, which shows that it's reliable. Second thing is being open as a student and learning, being there to say, you know what, I'm here as a student the exact same way if I was in high school, if I was in college, but the cherry on the top is I'm getting paid. Now, when you get a job, you know what work you're signing up for. When you fill out an application, which at least y'all don't have to go, and y'all don't have to worry about the days, depending on how old you are. I'm about to put my age out there, to where you actually had to show up to a fucking job and look presentable no matter what the weather was, no matter how, you just had to get there. And you had to come with a paper application if you didn't fill the paper application out on the spot. So, hey, we're in this new era to where you've got video, you have interviews on Zoom calls, you have interviews over the phone, you have screenings over the phone, you have applications that are digital online, you have shots out the greenhouse. Man, greenhouse, I gotta look and see what their overall valuation for their company is, because greenhouse has streamlined the application process to it's just a couple of buttons, your name, your email address, upload your application to an attachment, resume, cover letter if you want to do that, a couple of compliance, are you a veteran questions, and then you in there like application. You can put 20 applications in an hour if you want to, so that process is easy. So being able to be grateful to understand, hey, I'm showing up to a reliable place and I'm coming in as a student and I'm open and I'm coming in as a student and somebody getting paid to be here. So that is the second thing that can take you from being a worker to being somebody who is on the road to riches and the road to at least financial freedom, or the road to your first 10,000, first 20,000, first 100,000, first million. Y'all are growing and getting to those places with me. The road to your first $10,000 check. I've made so many $10,000 checks. I can at least say that on here. So I could imagine the first time, or imagine when I, being able to be like, man, what a check. I remember back in the day, I've been working for so long. I remember when I used to want to see $500 a week, y'all. I remember when, I'm trying to tell you, I remember when I used to be like, man, if I could just see $500 a week, that's all I need. Like, I'm in the city of Atlanta where rent's expensive. All around me are $1 million homes where I stay at. And I remember in the city of Atlanta where you can get apartment in places that rent was $500. So I'm just telling y'all to say, I'm saying that to say that the level of opportunities that you have right now in this era, in this time, is exponential and way beyond what it used to be. And it's getting better and better if you're in the right place with the right mentality. We're not going to talk about UBI, Universal Basic Income, and displacement through artificial general intelligence and all of that stuff. That's all another conversation. But I will say that it's very, very important to understand the student aspect of being able to be in a system that was created by somebody that deemed it worthy of being something that actually works, and you're getting paid for it. And you're probably getting paid a good amount to be there too, if you look at your money. Cool. So lastly, as we start to wind down. So the first part is being grateful, feeling empowered to show up, feeling empowered to be able to have a job, to understand that you are there at a reliable system. Second thing is being open inside of this reliable system to know that you are a student, or be a student, and you're getting paid to be a student to learn how a system works. The last thing that just took me all the way over the top to just is what's giving me the most momentum behind my entrepreneurship, and I have still not cashed my big check yet of $100 million, which I know is coming. Understanding how to copy and paste everything you learned from the previous jobs and apply it to your entrepreneurship endeavors. That is a thing that is going to take you. I don't care if you're somebody's like, you know what? I want to learn how to make a burger and fry stand. Well, you take your ass to the best burger and fries place in whatever your local city is. I don't know if it's a McDonald's franchise chain, or it's something exclusive as being able to do a Shake Shack, or even something even more exclusive, something we got in Atlanta. I'm sure they got them all over. Probably came to Atlanta late. I think it's called Big Daddy's Burgers or something like that. Whatever it is, just learning how to do what you want to do as an entrepreneur and somebody's already doing it. Just get your foot in the door. It doesn't even matter, because then once you do it, you might realize that's not even the thing you want to do. I think T. Harv Eker said that. He said he was trying to open up, I think, like a pie business or something. And he started realizing he started working for a pie place because he understood this same thing I'm talking about too. And that's inside the book called The Mind of a Millionaire, Millionaire Mind. One of my favorite books. I read it religiously. It's almost about time for me to read it too. Try to read it at least every 45 days. I'm coming right up on the time to read it. But he even said that he worked in a pie spot, wanted to start a pie business, I think. Don't quote me. I know it was a type of food business. And he started doing the pies, and he realized this isn't even what he wanted to do. But he said before he went and invested into making pies and getting a little LLC and doing all of the, logistics of having a pie business and all that, he got in the pie restaurant, or he worked for a bakery, building pies or cooking pies and baking pies, and he realized it wasn't even something that he liked. So I would say that's another reason too to get in, besides getting the skills to understand what it is that you want to do and kind of like pick the knowledge and soak the knowledge up and then move on. Learn to see if that's even what you want to do on your own, because just because you know how to, do electricity, or you're an electrician for a company, that doesn't mean you know how to run an electrician business. Just because you're a good plumber for a plumbing company doesn't mean that you will have a successful plumbing business. So beyond just getting those skills so you can learn what you truly want to do in the business on your own as an entrepreneur, it's just you getting paid to see if some shit works out for you. So I would say that's the biggest thing that took me over the curve, y'all. being able to set myself up. So for instance, I have a plant protein company that I'll be releasing once I build some momentum behind the manuscripts and the books and everything. But like I've already built it and started it when before me and my kids' mom separated, it was already up. I had products, we were selling products. I already had units, was selling units in the thousands of dollars. And then I slowed down because you know how it goes, breakups, divorces, separations, they make things, you know, it's life, it happens. So I put a pause on it. But recently, again, I started doing the numbers on certain things and started getting the recipe better. Just did so much. I mean, this is just over in the last year. And I see all of the things that I learned. So for the sake of getting my plant protein business off the ground, I actually went and worked for organic grocery stores. I worked for something called Earth Fare. So if you're in the Asheville, North Carolina area, then you understand. If you're in those little areas in the South and Texas and all that, then you heard of that. I worked for Sprouts. I worked for Fresh Market. And I went in there and I looked at the UPC codes. I looked at how you make labels, what the little UPCs meant in comparison. I learned about units, price per unit, all those different things. Just because while learning this stuff, guess what? I was getting paid. So it wasn't like I was just there. And then of course I was going to stores and doing my due diligence and my research and development beyond work. But imagine that. Imagine being able to do research and development for your own entrepreneur endeavor and you're getting paid while doing it. So let's say, for instance, you want to be somebody that is building a cereal company. You want to come up with a vegan cereal or maybe a high protein vegan cereal. You go work in Sprouts while you're putting up the cereal that's already in there. You're looking at cereal companies. You're Googling cereal companies. Who's the parent company? You're looking at the back of the box to see the distributor. You're looking at the UPCs to see what it means. Okay, per unit, there's $3. The whole overall 1 unit is $3.50. It's 2 ounces in here. $1.75 per ounce. Exactly. So all those little things you could be doing. And at the same time, you're still doing your work. You're still getting paid and you're still working for a reliable company. And you're also doing your research and development for your own entrepreneur endeavor. Rinse, repeat. You got something else you want to do? Oh, my business needs for me to learn how to do another thing, fitness industry. I got this whole big outdoor gym concept that I'm building with some friends. I worked in the gym industry for 15 years almost. Going back and forth, looking at gyms, building relationships, building connections, building friends, helped pretty much build the fitness boutique scene in the city of Atlanta. As in, you know, now everybody knows about fitness boutiques, little small fitness, specialized fitness boutiques. They're really small. You may have a cycling in it, make kickboxing specialists, you know, the bar only for one type of thing. Before that wasn't really a thing. First of all, it wasn't really a thing in America, and then it wasn't really a thing in the South, because, you know, the South is really late to health and wellness compared to like New York City and California. So that is the point, guys. Hopefully I got that. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, just keep going crazy with the same concept. I try to, like I say, think about brevity, come in and out, make it make sense in a short amount of time. But think about that. That is literally the recipe, y'all, how you go from being an employee, hating your job, to building and creating the bridge to your financial freedom, to your love, as in your love child, as in whatever business that you love, everything that you have, anything that you love doing. Shoot, even if I was a dude creating video games and I would go work for GameStop, like, cool, you're not in there actually seeing somebody make video games, but you're immersed in that environment. You might see somebody come through that actually builds games from scratch and he's just selling some games. You never know. You have to place yourself in that environment. I've always been one of how the visible world is just a product of the invisible world. So you have to realize everything that we see with our eyes actually came from a place that was not seen yet. It had to come out of somebody's mind. It was seen in somebody's mind's eye first. So placing yourself in the right environment is just telling the universe that you believe. So you're going to be in this place because you believe this is what you want to see. This is who you want to be. So that'll be my best advice for y'all. This is how you get rich, or at least bridge the gap from where you're at to where you want to be, from a worker to entrepreneur to being paid a wage to actually getting paid in equity from your company, actually getting paid income from your own business, from your job starting today, or even starting the day that you fill out the application that aligns with whatever entrepreneur endeavor that you have going on. That is how you do it. First of all, being grateful, being empowered to clock in, going to your job, knowing that it's a reliable, structured system that was created by somebody who was once upon a time an entrepreneur like yourself. Second thing is being open and understanding the power behind working for a business as a student, and you're getting paid and going in there looking to sew all the game up so you can copy and paste and did what they did, but in your own way. And lastly, going in there and taking all the things that you have learned from there and lining that up with exactly what your entrepreneur thing may be. Like I said, I used an example. If you're somebody who wants to bring and build a vegan cereal, then you can go work in a place like Whole Foods and Sprouts to learn about the competitors, to learn about what the UPC stand for, to learn about pricing, learn about quantities of units and sizes and how it relates to the pricing, all those different things. You might even see a salesperson. You have to realize people in those grocery stores actually have salespeople who work for these big companies who have to sell that product into that grocery store. So like I said, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it matters, man. Y'all remember to like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring. Make sure y'all leave something in the comments. I want to know where everybody's from, man. At least one person. Tap in with your boy. Let me know. If not, I'm sure we're going to grow and I'll eventually get some people to, holler at me. Let me know what's going on. Wherever you are in the world, I wish all the prosperity, all the wealth, all the clarity to you. Wherever you are, whatever you got going on. I know this world is a crazy place, but if we stick together, man, it can be even better than it's ever been. A lot of people say, man, the world is so messed up. The world is so messed up. And then I started thinking about all the books that I got, like on history of money and history of civilizations. And I'm like, yeah, the world, yeah, we got our issues, but this is the best it's ever been. If you knew more about history, then you will understand the world is the best it's ever been, especially in modern societies. Then you have some societies who are still tribal, aboriginal people who are still living there, and they living as happy as they can be. What they doing lines up with what they doing. So just want y'all to think about that. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully y'all feel empowered. Tomorrow's Sunday, at least here in Atlanta. I know in the rest of the world it's already Sunday. Some places it's already 12 hours from now. So Sunday going into Monday. But I hopefully you feel empowered on whenever your work week starts. If you go to work tomorrow, I hope you feel empowered to go in as a student, feeling empowered that it's okay to be there. You don't have to worry about nobody else says. You don't have to get lost in the noise of somebody selling this one thing one time and making $10,000 and then not knowing how to do it again. You don't have to get lost in anybody else's level of making money. You don't have to get lost in anybody else's route and way they're taking it to get there. I think I'm gonna do next how you get there matters. I think that's gonna be the next one because it really does. So just focus on how you're getting there, focus on what you're doing, focus on your success and your steps and your progress. And I think at the end of the day, you realize that the best way to do things externally is to do them from the inside out. So much love, y'all. Really, really appreciate everyone. And like always, remember to stay well, be conscious, and write your world into existence. Love, Waters.